So we just go through the point. Thank you. After condition. So presently, I think we take two here. So that to see that the fire will do final go ahead. Because in April, you start generating. So the papers are reviewed, the schedule is already there. When you see that, you're able to study it, know the exact date, some of the things we need to do before we come on finally. We need to go in. We can go in. We should be able to run the two units, 1 and 2. As I've said before, we'll go around, we'll see where it was hooked up. We are now discussing how to get the back feed. There we have scheduled where it will be gotten. And once that's come, nothing stops us again. By the grace of God, at the end of April, be able to add some megawatts to the system. That's 112.5 times 2. 225 megawatt.
What about the last 2 units?
Last 2 units.
How will you add them to the next?
Yeah, by the time we finish with 1 and 2 and into operation, we go into them.
What is your schedule for
the schedule at the end of this year? It will be up.
Because you don't need to wait for 1 and 2. You can do the foundations for the other ones and start working.
You know what we are saying? Not that we are not doing something there. We are working on them. You know, commissioning, you have the cold commissioning and hot commissioning. So once we finish with that, we face that. Because of the failure of some of those items, we experience in unit 1 and 2, we are trying to make sure, because it will not be too late, too far. By the end of, I'm just looking at, by the end of the year or probably August, we should have something on ground. Because the parts will be here by March.
Yeah, because the civil works for this.
No, the civil work is completed. I only told you, excuse me, I only told you they are trying to install the tower, and that is under that's the tower. That's under transmission, and within a month they finish that. As we are going on with this.
What about the switching room?
The switching room is ready. It's ready. Control room is ready.
There are questions.
Any question?
This is Ihovbor
Power plant.
In Edo State.
Yeah.
Any
Questions from the press?
My question, sir. Quickly. Yeah, Umar, Radio Nigeria. I'm thinking, it's going through my mind too, that the various departments or the various segments of completion, you know, what will determine from one phase to the other, you know, the speed at which you go. Because when we hear that at the end of the year, your mind starts working arithmetic here and there. So I'm not asking you about cost. I'm talking about what determines the phase shift from one to the other.
Well, if I get you right, most of the issue determining our pushing from the other one from that to that. Once we finish, get one, we move to the second one directly. If it were to be an ideal situation, within a month, go into the next one. It's just the problem we had that most of the items, because these items have been stored in the wall for too long, and these relays, then the cards, electronic cards, they fail as per time. We need to check and get this thing done. And if they are not available, we need to order. But thank God that Unit 1 has given us that this thing. We have ordered some of those things ready. That's why I'm very, very sure that before August, we should be able to complete. Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you. My name is Priscilla Ben TV. So you said it will generate 225 megawatts by the time you're through. How many people will be able to benefit from 225 megawatts?
The first 2 units. The whole will be 450 megawatts.
Okay. So how many people will be able to benefit from 450 megawatts? And do you also have the capacity to generate a lot more than that, please? Thank you.
Yeah, what we want to generate goes to the national grid, and it's being controlled by national control, and they determine that. But, you know, once we start giving out, there should be measurement. We cannot just pass it to the system like that. It goes through the national grid. That's the system. And 450 megawatts is the capacity of the station. And there is arrangement to expand the system with, you know, I told you before that this combined cycle, that's why you have that space there to add in some other units. I think that will be done by the government, not by us. We must have finished by then.
So how many households will be able to have electricity?
No, we cannot count. It's to be determined by the
See, we don't know the consumption per household, so you can't ask maybe how many, how many, because we can't know how many households, how
of those states is not actually controlled by us. We have the distribution, that which you call the
PSN here.
It's not here. You see, you have PSN here. They are not here. This is generating station, which we are trying to.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I'm not saying to distribute, but regardless, we should be able to know. Otherwise, it defeats the point of building it. Because if we don't know how many people can actually access and use it, then why are we building it?
No, we have those
to satisfy.
Ben TV, we have those statistics. We have the statistics of national requirements. We have the statistics of regional requirements. You get them from PHTN, not those people who are building this new power plant. We can get that for you.
But the power plant engineer, they can only tell you how many megawatts
they are going to generate from here. How that will be used is entirely out of their own scope.
Let me just say this. I think this is very impressive. But listening to your presentation, it would appear to me that the rules.
Which company is building this?
It will appear to me that the rules for such engineering construction were not fully adhered to, because power plant is precision engineering. That's what we are talking about, which means in the first place we ought to have been very proactive in protecting the equipment. We didn't have to abandon the equipment, but thank God we're able to resuscitate the equipment now, and that is why we are hoping that in April we'll be able to fire the first 2 turbines. Now, going by the lessons you learned from this, are you applying the lessons to other plants where we still have this equipment lying fallow and they're not ready for installation, so that we do not go back repeating the mistakes that were made here? What proactive steps have been taken by NIPP to ensure that those power plants that are yet to get to this stage of construction do not have to go through those series of pitfalls in the realization of the project? Thank you.
Is NIPP here?
Well, we are NIPP. I think the little we know here, we say it. At least, you know, this issue of living materials to stay more than this was not principally NIPP's problem. There was the problem in the country. You know, the expatriates operating the units, we are supposed to be in the country within that time. And we are having some problems of this data militancy. So there was expatriates will be allowed into the country to work on all those things. So they stayed off. So with that, nobody goes to the wharf. What we did was to ferry this issue to Cocoa, try to push it down through the Federal Ministry of Transport after the approval, before we got them here. For the people operating it, maintaining it, we are able to do. But I think with the condition of the country presently, we are okay now. I don't think that kind of problem is there now. I think it will not repeat itself.
Okay, sorry I'm taking you on this because I'm a technical person too. But don't you think with the nature of this construction and going by what you have just said, Don't you think if NIPP had an opportunity of building another power plant to avoid all this pitfall, don't you think considering turnkey contracting will be most appropriate for a power plant? So that you have all your rigs, instead of saying GE manufacture the turbine, Marubeni come and install, this one come and do the civil work. Don't you think if it is done on a turnkey basis, we will avoid all the challenges and pitfalls that we experience on this project?
I think I will say to you, this is a turnkey project. It's a turnkey project. It's the problem and the issues the unit suffered and the project suffered that brought it to this stage. You know, this project was meant for 2 years, and it still lingered on before the local government and so on. At least you are part of the government. You know, they were taken to court. They stopped funding before this thing was started again, and that brought us to this stage. Thank you. We thank the government who actually took it up, making sure that this thing were not left like this. I think what they are doing now, we are going to surmount all the problems that are on ground.
Yeah, any other comment or question? Well, let me, the Honorable Minister of Works, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. First of all, we are happy to be at the Ihovbor power plant, which is located in the outskirts of Benin City. This power plant, as we've already had, is designed to generate 450 megawatts of electricity. It is one of the 10 NIPP power projects in the country. This is about the 6th or 7th one that we are visiting continuously. And so when we told the nation that we're building 10 new power plants, many people don't believe. And the purpose of the National Good Governance Tour was to physically visit this infrastructure and see the progress of work and report on the progress of work and also the challenges that still remain. And also to let Nigerians follow along. This power plant were confirmed from NIPP will be ready in the 3rd quarter of this year. But that by April, 2 units will be fired, and they will give this country about 225 megawatts of electricity. That is by the end of April. Now we went to Sapele and we saw that the 4 units are already there, about the same capacity with this power plant here. So between Sapele and here, we're talking of about 900 megawatts of electricity. But when you count the old units in Sapele, we're already above 1,000 megawatts from 2 units. Now these are gas-fired plants. The difference between this and hydro is that during this time of the year, hydro stations often come down because of water volume. But gas power plants remain stable so long as there is gas. Now the beauty of this station here is that gas is ready. We are told, you have seen the gas station there. It's already been hooked on. So all they are looking for is for the last knot to be tied and electricity generated for the people of Nigeria. We want to again urge NIPP, because this year you have gotten clear instruction from the Vice President that these power plants must be rounded up before the end of 2013. It has been repeated in the last 2 days. The important thing also is the reforms to accompany this are going on smoothly. The privatization, the reforms of distribution, everything is going on smoothly. We will urge NIPP to drive the contractors. Drive the contract. That's what I was talking about, civil works going on simultaneously. Those things could be done. And I think it's important that this is done. We will not want excuses. Nigerians are really, really anxious. The economy is in need of this power. So our hope is that by the end of this year, you can fully generate power from this place to stabilize power in Edo State and the surrounding states. They will have stable power from here, because we expect the national grid to take thousands more of megawatts by the end of 2013. So we call on all of us to see the work, appreciate what is being done by this government to ensure that this nation has stable electricity supply. This is one of the power plants. We have been visiting them in all the places. We have gone around the south-south and the southeast, eastern part of this country. We will look forward to this and we'll be monitoring to ensure that you keep your deadlines. That is what we need. Keep the deadlines, and please, let's ensure we do not go backwards. Thank you very much indeed.